Hey everyone, welcome back to Rocky Goes to Hollywood. We took a bit of a break, but we are now back. And today we're exploring the wild and wacky world of director John Landis, one of Hollywood's most unique filmmakers. With his unforgettable contributions to horror comedy with films like An American Werewolf in London, Landis created a legacy full of risk-taking, humor and innovation. But his journey wasn't without controversy and challenges. In this video, we'll dive into his life, career, and his ups and downs. So grab some popcorn and let's get started on this ride through the life of John Landis. He was born on the 3rd of August 1950 in Chicago, Illinois, to Shirley Levine and Marshall Landis. His father worked as an interior designer and decorator. When John was just 4 months old, his family moved to Los Angeles. His fascination with the film industry, particularly directing, began after watching The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad as a young boy. At the age of 18, Landis landed a job in the mailroom at 20th Century Fox, but only after cutting his hair and promising to wear a tie. During this time, he had the opportunity to meet legendary filmmakers such as George Stevens, Alfred Hitchcock, William Wyler, and Billy Wilder. This exposure provided him with a wealth of knowledge to draw upon. He recalled that he had started working at Fox when they were making Hello, Dolly, and that they were also working on Beneath the Planet of the Apes, while George Cukor was directing Justine. He said the lot had been filled with actors and extras in all sorts of costumes, from showgirls to African natives to spacemen, and that it had felt just like those old documentaries about the Hollywood studios. According to him, the Fox backlot had truly been a unique and thrilling place to be. Landis is perhaps best known as a director, but his Hollywood screen career began in a far more perilous role, working as a stuntman. As he put it, he accidentally fell into stunts after boldly claiming he could perform a horse fall, despite having no previous experience. That confidence secured him work, and he quickly honed his skills, appearing in numerous films where he was often shot at, thrown, or set on fire. His stunt credits include iconic films such as The Good, the Bad and the Ugly from 1966 and Once Upon a Time in the West from 1968. Even after achieving success as a filmmaker, Landis continued to perform stunts in his own movies, such as Kentucky Fried Movie in 1977, where he was hurled by a gorilla, and An American Werewolf in London from 1981, where he was smashed through a window. His final paid stunt credit came in Spider-Man 2 from 2004, where he played a surgeon who was violently thrown against a wall. He also supplemented his income by taking on small acting roles in films such as Battle for the Planet of the Apes, Kelly's Heroes, and Death Race 2000. He also made guest appearances on TV shows, including The $6 Million Man. He has amassed an impressive list of 53 acting credits over the years. One of his first jobs behind the camera was when he served as the assistant director during the production of MGM's Kelly's Heroes in 1969. Here he met actors such as Donald Sutherland and Don Rickles, with whom he would later collaborate on his own films. After Kelly's Heroes, Landis worked on several other films including El Condor, Once Upon a Time in the West, and A Town Called Bastard, all of which were shot in Europe. He made his directorial debut with Schlock in 1971, for which he was also the writer and lead actor. The film was shot in the summer of '71, but not released until 1973. This was because Landis could not find a distributor interested in releasing the film until it came to the attention of Johnny Carson. Carson loved the film and booked Landis as a guest on The Tonight Show. It subsequently got released theatrically in the United States, opening in Hollywood on December the 12th, 1973. His next directorial project wouldn't come until Kentucky Fried Movie in 1977, followed by National Lampoon's Animal House in '78, which was a massive box office success, grossing $120 million in the US. He then went on to co-write and direct the comedy The Blues Brothers in 1980, starring Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Made at a cost of $30 million, it was a very expensive film for its time, but also a huge success. The following year, he wrote and directed the comedy horror film An American Werewolf in London, another home run at the box office. A tragic helicopter crash during the filming of Twilight Zone the movie on the 23rd of July 1982 resulted in the deaths of actor Vic Morrow and child extras Renee Shin-Yi Chen, aged just 6 years old, and Micah Din Lee, aged just 7. The victims were trapped under the out-of-control helicopter when it crashed. An October 1984 report by the National Transportation Safety Board attributed the cause of the crash to a detonation of debris-laden high-temperature special effects explosions, which were too close to a low-flying helicopter. This proximity caused damage to one rotor blade, delamination of the other rotor blade due to heat, and the separation of the helicopter's tail rotor assembly, leading to its uncontrolled descent. The report also revealed that the closeness of the helicopter to the special effects explosions was due to a lack of direct communication and coordination between the pilot and the film's director, John Landis. As a result, Landis and 4 crew members were charged with involuntary manslaughter. However, following a 9-month trial between 1986 and 1987, Landis and the crew members were acquitted and discharged. The parents of the children who died were awarded $2 million each in an out-of-court settlement. When he made Trading Places in 1983, he found Eddie Murphy to be fantastic, though somewhat unsophisticated in terms of acting at the time. He considered Murphy to be unbelievably talented, an absolute genius when it came to mimicry. Landis recalled that Murphy was great to work with and that they had an amazing time on set. 5 years later, they collaborated again on Coming to America. By then, things had changed, but according to Landis, Murphy wasn't foolish. He did exactly what was asked of him. However, Landis admitted he wasn't sure what went wrong, as there had been a terrible fallout between them during the production. He directed Michael Jackson's iconic Thriller music video in 1983. The video became immensely popular and won numerous awards, including the Video Vanguard Award for the greatest video in the history of the world. He also directed the video for Black or White in 1991. In addition to these, Landis has directed several other music videos throughout his career, including Paul McCartney's Spies Like Us music video that accompanied the film that he also directed. The 1990s proved to be a challenging decade for John Landis. His film Oscar from 1991, a blend of screwball comedy, gangster movie and French farce, was a flop, holding just a 12% rating on the Tomatometer. As was his next project, the horror comedy Innocent Blood from 92. Then came 2 famously disastrous sequels. These films seemed almost designed to set Landis up as a scapegoat, marking him with failures that the industry could use to distance itself from him. The first of these was Beverly Hills Cop 3 in 1994, which, despite being part of a well-established franchise, was ultimately Landis's last money-making feature. Though it was commercially successful, it likely harmed his reputation. The other unfortunate sequel was Blues Brothers 2000 in 1998, a film where the role that should have gone to John Belushi was recast, this time with John Goodman. In between these 2 flops was The Stupids from 1996, a family film based on a children's book. While the film had a certain charm and was fairly well executed, it failed big time at the box office, largely due to the casting of Tom Arnold. At the 1996 Golden Raspberry Awards, Arnold won Worst Actor for his performances in Big Bully, Carpool and this film. The film was also nominated for Worst Picture, Director and Screenplay. Then in 1998, Landis made Susan's Plan, a black comedy that he also wrote, in which Natasha Kinski played a woman who hires a hitman to kill her husband. This unfortunately was also not very well received. He wouldn't direct another movie until 2010 when he directed Burke and Hare starring Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis. This was another unsuccessful project and ended up being the final film he directed. Landis has also worked as a director and executive producer in several television productions, including the series Dream On, Weird Science, Sliders, and Campus Cops. His other television credits include Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, and Masters of Horror. He has also directed several documentaries, some just to promote his feature films. He made his debut with the horror movie documentary Coming Soon in 1982. In 1983, he worked on the 45-minute documentary Making Michael Jackson's Thriller, which aired on MTV and which also became the biggest-selling home video release of the time. In 1985, he co-directed B.B. King Into the Night and Where Are They Now?, a Delta alumni update in 2002. Over time, Landis became more serious about documentary filmmaking, directing Slasher in 2004 and Mr. Warmth, the Don Rickles project in 2007. His next project was Stars Inside, Ladies or Gentlemen in 2009. Landis has also made a significant mark in the world of commercials. Throughout his career, he has directed a variety of high-profile adverts for major brands, bringing his signature cinematic style and humor to the small screen. His commercial work includes spots for Coca-Cola, Apple, Taco Bell, DirecTV, and Disney. He has received numerous awards throughout his career, including the Best Film Award at Fanta Festival for Schlock. He also won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Variety Musical Comedy Special for Mr. Warmth, the Don Rickles project. In 1985, he was honoured with an award by the French government, among several other accolades. Landis is married to costume designer Deborah Nadulman, and they have 2 children, Max, a screenwriter, and Rachel, an early childhood educator. And that's a wrap on the legendary John Landis. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into his extraordinary career. If you've got any thoughts or fun facts about him, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If you like the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to keep supporting the channel. It really helps out. Until next time, bye for now.